Betty. Hi guys, so the exercise that we're going to work on today is just a fun little game going round an object. So today you're going to need your dog, treats, big pile of treats, and an object. So this is actually my Christmas tree that my mum gave me when I was at university. So it's compact and it's perfect and it's Christmas, so I'm going to use this. But you can use a cone, you can use a bottle of Pepsi, anything. Something that's not just going to fall over. And the idea of training this is if your dog does like dog sports, this idea of being able to send them round an item is quite an important skill. If, like me, you do not do dog sports, then it's just a really fun bonding exercise for your dog. It's a game that you can play in a small area. And it gives your dog a little bit of extra exercise once you get it going. So we actually do start to work on a bit of distance from the object as well. And plus, it's just a fun game. So if you learn the mechanics of this with your dog, if you muck it up, it doesn't matter. It's not going to affect any of your true life skills stuff. It's just a trick. So how do we teach it? We're going to teach it first off. You ready, huh? We're going to teach it first off. You have a treat in your hand, and same as always, treat goes between your forefinger and your thumb, because you want to make a kind of hand shape as if you're moving out towards your dog. And you're going to put this treat in the end of his nose, and you're literally just going to lure him around the object. So just as simple as, ready? Treat on nose, walk him around the object, yes! So you mark him when he gets back to you here. So he does a full circle around that object, and he gets a yes when he gets back to here. We're not calling it anything yet, we're not putting Q on it at all. It's just as simple as dog in front of you. I'm going to get him to go all the way round. Yes, when he gets back here. And I'm going to get you guys to do 5 reps of that. So all the way round. Yes, and he gets that. Watch your fingers if you've got a foodie like mine. Maybe show you once more. Yes, good. If you've got a long dog like mine, obviously it's a little bit more of an effort than if you've got a little chihuahua who's going round a bottle. So now he's got the idea of this hand shape means there's a treat in it, and you've just got to follow that hand until you hear the word yes, and then you release the treat for him. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretend to get a treat. Fooled ya. And then I'm going to walk him around that again. When we get to the end, I'm going to mark him yes, show him I've got nothing, and then give him a treat from my pouch. So we're going to go round again. Yes! That face of disbelief. Ready? I'm going to pretend again. We're going round again. Good boy. I forgot to mark you there, didn't I? We'll go again. Good boy. So do 5 reps of that level as well. So that is still that same hand shape as if you've got that treat between your forefinger and thumb. Look at the state of my hands with that drill. And then follow them round. Yes, when they get back to you, and take your treat from your pouch and feed your dog. Once you've done those repetitions, what I'm hoping now is after those 5, I can just go, I can step in front of my tree, I can lure him, ready? I can lure him round, and he's going to go round. Yes, good boy. I'm going to give him a couple for that. And then I'm going to try again. So he knows now to just follow my hand. Because the object's there, he's got to walk around it. He can't come through it, well he could, but he'll choose to go round it. So I'm just going to go again. So same hand shape, just so he knows what we're doing. Yes. And you see he stopped there. So I just went a little step too far for him. He stopped in the middle, and you could see him make that choice. Oh, do I follow the hand or do I take the shortcut back? So that just means that I've taken away my guide just a little bit too early for him. So I'll try that again. Ready? So I'm going to take my guide all the way around. Yes. If your object falls over, just crack on. My poor little tree. There we go. We'll go again. And that's just me making it too tight a circle for him. So we'll go again. Ready? Yes. Good boy. Good boy. first step is food between forefinger and thumb. You're luring your dog around that full circle, and you're going to do that for 5 reps. Once your dog's got it, reliably following your hand all the way around, then you're going to remove the treat from your hand and you're going to lure them round. Do that 5 times as well. Make sure if your dog needs it, like Jack did then, to make your hand in that full circle each time. Then what you can start to do is you can start to lessen that circle so that you don't have to walk him round the Christmas tree each time. Have a go at that for now. Pause the video and then come back and we'll go through the next stages. Good boy. Hi guys, we're back. Jack's had a little break and we're ready to go with the next levels. So up to now we have managed to get our dog going round the tree with a guide, with either a treat in her hand and then without a treat in her hand. So all we're going to do now is add that cue. So think of a word that you want to be able to say and point at an object, and your dog will send around that object and come back to you for that treat. So I'm just going to call it round, just to keep it simple. And all that will be now is, because we've got that guide with our hand, I'm going to say it as he's doing it. We always put that cue in once the dog is reliably doing the behaviour, because what we don't want to be doing is just standing there going round, 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 and the dog's just going, doesn't mean anything to me, and they do something completely different and they think that's what you're meaning is round. So once he's got this reliably, I'm going to put in round, and then I'm still going to mark him when he gets back to me. So he's hearing that word as he's doing the actual trick. So we'll go for that again. You ready? Round. Yes. Good boy. Can you draw up? Ready? Round. Yes. You can tell he's had a break because he's a little bit less snatchy than normal. Ready? Round. Yes. Ready? Round. Yes. And I took a little gamble that time. Rather than doing his guide the full way round, this hand guide, I don't know why I'm calling it hand guide, makes sense. And I'm just guiding him round just a little bit this time, rather than the full way round and me leaning right over the tree. So once you've done 5 reps of guiding him round with the word round, now I'm just going to try, and we're going to go for, ready? Round. Yes. Good boy. And actually you can tell, so Jack has never really done this before, but you can tell just that little break in between the different levels, he seemed to compound it and consolidate that in his head, and he's like, all right, that's what we're doing. And often you will find that when you do a trick with your dog, don't push them to keep going, have a little break, come back to it, and often you'll find that they actually have worked it out in their head in between times. Are we ready? Gonna go again? Oh, you are. This way, round. Yes, good. So before I'd even said it then, he was off to do it. Let's try again. Ready? Round. Yes, good boy. Now what we're going to do with this, and you might notice I did it a little bit then, is I'm going to come close to the item to send him round it. As he's on the way back though, so he's coming back to me, I'm just going to take a little step back and I'm going to mark him here instead of round that tree, because he knows he's got to go round there now, but I want to mark him for coming back to me. So I'm creating a bit of distance, but he doesn't really notice it at that point. So again, I'm just going to go round, and then I'm going to take a little step back. Yes, good boy. So I'm getting distance from him without him having to think about it too much. I might try and send him from here, but my worry is that he'll just go round in front of me, because that's one of his tricks as well. Right, you ready? Round. Yes, good boy. Did you see the decision making that he did there? So one of his tricks is that he will turn on a circle. So I thought if I take this distance too far, he might just turn in front of me. But actually he almost did, and then he saw the tree, which is now a cue for him to go round, and he went round it. Good boy, good boy. Ready? round. Round. Yes, good lad. Good choice, little man. And again, obviously I've just taken it just a little step too far for him. He got there and he was like, oh, not sure what to do. I gave him a couple of seconds just to think it out, because often if you help your dog too much, they just wait for you to help them out rather than them puzzling it out. I gave him a couple of seconds, he looked at the tree and then he wasn't sure, so I just helped him out. I don't ever want my dog to become frustrated by anything we're doing or think that training is crap fun. Ready? This way. Oh, puppy. Round. Yes, good boy. And I'm going to finish that there with him because you can see he's getting a little bit like, I'm just not sure. And that's probably because you're a little bit tired, aren't you, puppy? An older boy. So that's your next levels, and that is start off close to the tree, add your cue. So you're going to do that 5 times. So say you cue, round, and then they're going to go round 5 times. Then your next level is that you're going to be close to the tree. You're going to send them round, but take a step back as they come back and still mark them yes and fade. Do that 5 times, so that's close, round, take a step back as they're coming back. Then you're going to send them from here, round, and get them to send round that 5 times. And they'll come back to you here and you mark them. If at any point, like nearly with Jack a couple of times there, he's like, oh, you've just pushed me a little bit too far, just go back to the level before and really consolidate that first before you move on to the next one, because we don't want our dogs becoming frustrated. Training's got to be fun. Have good fun, buddy. Good fun. See you later. Right team, this is the second video of sending your dog round the tree. Now, I wasn't carrying the tree all the way up the hill, so we've got my rucksack with Santa on top. How we ended the video last time was we had our dog next to the tree, we took a step forward, we guided him round the tree, we took that step back and we marked him when he got back here. So we were building and creating that distance on the way back rather than the way to. So they worked out that they still got to get that reward, but they've got to come back to you for it, and it might be a little bit longer. And they don't notice that just because you're doing it on the way back. Now, I'm going to go for another couple of reps of that, just because obviously I've changed the environment, I've changed the item, and this is one of the places that I bring Jack for treat scatters and things, and there's been a few dogs gone past, so a little bit distracted, but let's give it a go. So we're going to start from where we were before, and that was taking a step in, round, yes, good boy. Again, taking a step in, round, yes. Let's go for one more, take a step in, round, yes. Good job. Sorry buddy. Drop. And we're just going to readjust Santa here. Okay, puff. So, once you've managed that and your dog is doing that, absolutely nailing that 100% of the time with your original item, you're taking that step in, guiding him round, staying the cue round, he's coming back to you. Then what you might want to do is, rather than stepping right the way in and guiding him round, what you can do now is maybe just take a little step, guide him round, continue to take that step back. So what we're gradually doing is building in a bigger and bigger arc so that eventually we can actually send him from way back here and he still knows to go all the way around. So we're going to start from here and we're going to send him round just with a little step. Here goes. Ready? Yes, I'm going to take that. I'm just going to make sure he's facing the right way as well. Round. 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 Yes. Good boy. Oh, you got grass? Round. Ready? some reason he's favouring, for some reason he's favouring that other side. So we'll give that a try. Round. Yes. Good. Not tidy, but it'll do. Go again. Round. Yes. Good job, puppy. Oh, thanks. Round. Yes. Good boy. Now I'm going to give him a break there, but your next steps will be, so for now we've got Jack up to just taking half a step and going round and coming all the way back here. Your next step will be that you maybe even just take a little step, or even it could just be as simple as a body lean and point and they go, and then just literally standing and going round, and then they come all the way back. And that's a pretty difficult skill, so if you get to that stage, awesome. If you do any of it, film it, put it up in our Facebook group. We'd love to see it.